We found out yesterday that Patrick Williams was going to miss the game tonight against the New York Knicks. Well, after another update, looks like Patrick Williams is going to miss some serious extended time for the Chicago Bulls yet again. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Haize, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it for today. So yesterday we found out that Patrick Williams was going to miss today's game against the New York Knicks due to a quad and knee injury. Well, it seems like today he received a platelet-rich plasma injection, PRP injection, to help treat that issue in his right knee, and now he will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. That means he's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. He could get another injection as well, which could put him out for another period of time after that. This is not a great indication at all. I want to be clear. This is not great. He was a full participant in practice both Tuesday and Wednesday, and now that he's out, he's going to get a platelet-rich plasma injection. This is a sign that there could be some serious things going on with Patrick Williams' knee. And like I said yesterday, it's unfortunate when it comes down to Patrick Williams. It's always something going on with P. Will, but at the end of the day, he's been disappointing. And so, while he did hit knees, I think in the last game before the All-Star break, it just continues to be one thing after another with P. Will. And on top of him already losing his starting position, Matas Buzelis is taking that over. The fact that the Bulls are clearly going in a different direction and have a different feeling on him than what they've had in prior years, this could be signaling the beginning of the end for Patrick Williams in a Chicago Bulls uniform. Now, I say the beginning of the end because it could take a very long time before we get there per se, but hey, this is unfortunate for P. Will, man. Yeah. I mean, the reevaluation period, I think, speaks very loudly there. When we've heard about a 2-week reevaluation period, that really does not necessarily mean he's even going to be back in 2 weeks. Pat, just like I tell everybody else who comes in here and says we don't give a damn, you came into the live stream and you decided to leave a comment. You gave a damn. You could have been oiling your scalp, but instead you decided to come here, which shows that you do give a damn. Does Dalen Terry Julian get minutes from him out? I mean, I hope so. I hope that it's both of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Zach Collins because it is a Billy Donovan coach team. So, we'll see what happens, man. P. Will has not showed up for 2 years. What the F? He was never a starter in college. Like, people got to stop going to that never a starter in college thing. That doesn't always mean anything. That just isn't. Now, Patrick Williams is a questionable player because of his own drive, but just not being a starter in college doesn't necessarily mean anything for the NBA level. But P. Will has been largely disappointing, hugely disappointing. Yeah, I hate to say it, but this sucks for Pat Town. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's just been. At some point, you just got to understand what you see, right? It's like P. Will is like, as a role player, cool. All right, whatever it is there. But like that's the most you're really looking at from P. Will at this point in time, is for him to be a solid role player. And even then, if you can't stay healthy, there are other people that may not have the defense that you have, may not be the shooter that you are, but could very well be a better overall impact, because it is what it is. Devin Booker wasn't a starter in college. Great point there. Great point. But, this is just another step in the direction of disappointment from P. Will. That's really what it comes down to. It's just P. Will has continually been a disappointment here in Chicago, and you just can't bet on him. Between the injury and everything else, you cannot rely on P. Will to be anything for you. So you have to start moving in a different direction. You just have to start moving in a different direction eventually. And so, we'll see what the future holds for P. Will, but the prioritization around P. Will is going to get, I think we're finally at the point where the prioritization is going to get less and less every year that goes by until he's off that contract or you can move him. He's not going to be a starter. I said it. People thought I was tripping when I said it this offseason. If P. Will loses his starting job this season, he ain't getting it back. And that's been proven true, right? And I don't think you're going to go into next season planning on him being a starter. So, it's unfortunate when it comes down to it, man. P. Will, it's always something. And I don't wish injury on nobody. I wish injury on nobody, right? His performance and the injury are separate things. I hope he has a very speedy recovery from the injury. But even when he does recover and he gets back on the basketball court, okay, now what? Right? Now what? Now what? So, that's just what it comes down to, man. Hopefully P. Will eventually wakes up. But at some point, we've been talking about the same thing for P. Will for forever, right? He's going to show flashes. There's going to be, and I said it on yesterday's episode when we talked about P. Will and his injury. There is a complete chance that P. Will eventually goes to a team where he could just play his role that has a superstar, and then maybe he looks good. Maybe he's a difference maker for that team. Maybe that even happens eventually on the Bulls. But I'm not betting on that anymore. Nobody else should be waiting on P. Will to turn into any type of impact player anymore. Those days have gone by. They've passed us by. And as we go into a different place and we're starting drafting higher players and things like that, we hope that we're going to get it right and we don't have more P. Wills than not on the team going forward. But eventually it just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. So that's my thought process on it. I just wanted to bring you guys this news. Not that anybody's gonna care, because every time P. Will suffers an injury and I do a breaking news episode, it doesn't do anything because nobody cares at this point. And I can't blame you guys either. So we'll see what comes out of it. Speedy recovery for P. Will. The Bulls got a game today. We'll actually be talking about Bulls basketball, which is really good. I'll be here for the pregame. I'll be here for the postgame and the halftime hangout tonight. So make sure you guys stay in tune with that. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red, y'all. And I'll catch you guys tonight unless any other news drops. But we'll see. Gotta go get a haircut. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.